my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete, and this is my motivational video. The topic of today's video is get a new perspective. Have you ever had your world turned upside down and you felt really angry or really depressed? Well, I definitely have, and I know somebody else. I just met somebody who also had this happen to him. I met Bob Plasek. I was walking down the hall at the South End Club, and I look at this, I see this guy standing there, looking up at the wall, and I look at his name, and it says Bob Plasek. I look and I go, hey, I recognize your name. I go, you're the guy who has the round trip Alcatraz record, right? He had set a record like in the early 80s of swimming around Alcatraz. And the reason I know that is because we hosted a guy who came over from Australia to our club to visit, and he had just set the English Channel record. He swam it in like 6 hours and 55 minutes. I mean, it's insanely fast, like insanely fast. He was a super nice guy. But anyway, so I knew it because he went after the record around Alcatraz, and he tried twice. Like he tried it once and he missed by 15 seconds, and so he came back 3 days later and he tried it again and he missed by a minute and a half. He's probably tired or not as good at conditions or something. But anyway, I'm thinking like, who is this guy who holds the record? They go, it's Bob Plasek. I go, who the heck is Bob Plasek? They go, he qualified for the 1980 Olympics in the butterfly, I believe. That was his best event. And I know he qualified for the Olympics. So I said, wow. Well, I guess that's why he didn't make it. This dang blank Plasek is a badass mother. So anyway, I saw Bob, like I said, in that hallway. And I said, hey, Bob, I go, how did you survive? Because what happened in 1980, for those of you who don't know or weren't old enough, we boycotted those Olympics because they were in Russia and we were having trouble with Russia. The Olympics were, so we boycotted. So all those people who had trained their whole life for the Olympics all missed out that year. I mean, you were gone, And Bob was one of those guys. And he was having a badass year. He had been dueling with Pablo Morales. For those of you who know Pablo Morales, he's one of the greatest swimmers of all time. And he would go on in 84 and dominate. He would get numerous gold medals. But Bob had been beating him once or twice that year. So Bob was definitely a medal contender that year. Fact is, he would tell me after the Olympics, which were thrown that year in the U.S., like I said, boycotted it, his time that year was 0.2 of a second off the gold medal time. So he had a really good shot, not only getting a medal, but who knows, he could have got the gold medal. And I looked at him, he's happy, beamy guy, he's got a big smile, he's really happy looking. And I said, Bob, how did you deal with that? He goes, well, I'll tell you, Bill, it was really devastating at first, really devastating. He said, fact is that though a lot of those people at the Olympics are my friends, and to this day, they're still really angry, and they still have to go to therapy about it. And we're talking like 1980, so you're talking like 35 years later of anger. And so I asked Bob how he dealt with it. And he says, well, what I had to do, Bill, so it wouldn't wreck my life, I had to go in deep. I had to go in deep and I had to ask myself, why do I swim? Why am I swimming? Did I swim to get a gold medal? Or am I swimming because I love swimming? And his answer was, he loves swimming. He swims to this day. He's a competitive distance swimmer. He hosts a race, the Tiburon Mile. It's like really famous where the world-class guys come out there and swim a mile, by Tiburon down here in the Bay. And I will tell you, what a breath of fresh air. Oh my God. By the time I got done talking to him, I was like, wow. Bob Plasek is an amazing human being. I was just so impressed with him. So anyway, I want you, if the next time you get knocked on your ass, or if I get knocked on my ass again, which seems to happen every 5 years. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, so if you or I get knocked on our ass, we need to get a new perspective. We need to do what look in deep, real deep, like what Bob did, and find out exactly what we love in whatever, somehow we got to figure out how to turn this around like he did, that he loved swimming more than he cared about a gold medal. He loves swimming, and he swims to this day. Anyway, wow. Get a new perspective when something terrible happens. Anyway, if you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a comment for me or a question, please put it in the YouTube comments section. And if you're interested in having me talk to your team, your group, your company, your organization, please email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com, and we will get you out some information. Thank you very much.